Yeah, man, sure. Gun! You good? There we go. Those sights on target. All right, so imagine you're carrying concealed, which hopefully you do, or maybe you're in law enforcement, and you're in a situation where you're with your significant other. Now, I'm here with my buddy Bob. Bob is a good buddy because he lets me beat him up on a regular basis. But I'm with Bob, and let's say that I'm in a Starbucks or some sort of store, and we're hanging out, we're having a conversation, we're getting ready to get our coffee, we're standing in line, and lo and behold, right there in that door, a guy walks in with a mask on and a shotgun, and he has made the decision to start shooting people in the store, right? We live in a world where an active shooter is obviously, maybe not common, but a possibility. So how do I react to this situation? Bob might be armed. I know I'm armed. I want to draw my handgun and return fire, but if I draw the handgun and start returning fire like this, what are the risks? Well, if you look at the angles here, the risk is when that guy starts shooting, the guy that just walked in the door, and Bob decides to duck to his left, that's a big issue because Bob could run right into my line of fire. So I need to have a method or a technique of what I call clearing and drawing the gun out where I know for a fact that they can't get in front of my muzzle, okay? So I'm gonna show you this real simple technique that you could practice on Bob. So basically, as a right-handed shooter, I have two options. I can clear and go to Bob's left, my right, or I can clear and go to Bob's right, my left. If given the choice, I would suggest you go to the right, okay? And I want to teach you how to do the clear and draw in steps. So what you're going to do in step number one, you're literally going to step in that direction while you build a wall. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my hand out. Notice the thumb is pointing down. Now the reason the thumb is pointing down is I literally want to build a physical wall so when Bob panics, he can't move that direction. Now the thumb is pointing down as well because if I needed to grab some clothing or his arm, or maybe her arm, maybe this is your wife you're with or your daughter, I could do that. If I'm going to the left, I would be sticking my right arm out with that thumb down. So your step and your wall is going to be built like that. Now, while I'm clearing and building that wall, I'm going to be going through the sweep and grip process of drawing my handgun, which is one of the reasons I recommend you practice basically a four-finger hook and learn how to sweep and grip your garment out of the way with just your strong hand, not with your support hand. A lot of people do the rip and grip, but remember, if I did the rip and grip in this particular position where I carry the handgun, then I can't be using my left arm, okay? So once again, step, build my wall, and at that point in time, I'm going to be sweeping and gripping the handgun as I bring the hand back to build my grip and fire shots. Now, if you pay attention to where I am in terms of the relationship with Bob, I am literally in a position where the muzzle is now past him or her, and if they panic and came to their left, they may bump into my arm a little bit, but they can't get in front of my muzzle. Notice when I do this technique, I would not want to clear and draw and end up here because they can still get in the way of my muzzle, okay? Now, if I do the clear and draw on the opposite side, and I tried to clear with my left hand and draw the gun, you can see the problem there, right? So I wouldn't want to do that. So when I go to the left, I'm actually going to clear, build that wall as I'm stepping, and then reach down, start my sweep and grip process, build my grip, boom, 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 fire my shots, okay? So one more time for you. Step by step, I'm going to build my wall in step, sweep the garment out of the way, fire my shots. Now, one of the key things about the draw process is when I get here, my arm is extended. And if you watch any of my other training on any of the other websites, one of the things I believe in is bringing that support hand back to center line as you're building your grip so you can index under the trigger guard to build a good grip. So notice when I do this, the gun is coming out of the holster, I bring that left hand back in a circular motion up under the trigger guard to fire my shots. Of course, I would never want to bring the hand in front of the muzzle. I want to bring it underneath the gun to build that full two-handed grip on the handgun itself, okay? So once again, let me do a clear and draw moving to the right. It would look like this full speed, and I may train when I'm doing my practice drills, utilize some sort of verbiage or some sort of commands. Gun! Fire my shots, scan. When you're done scanning, I may ask Bob, hey, are you okay? You doing okay? You know, check on them. Are they hit? Are they injured? You know, have them call 911. Think about the things you go through, okay? Clear and draw, going to the left. Remember, this time I'm clearing with the right hand. Gun! Boom, boom, boom. Notice how I'm past Bob, so he can't get in the way of the muzzle, okay? Clear and draw, go into my left. Gun! Boom, boom, boom. Now some of you are probably wondering, and last but not least, I'll close with this, why not just shove Bob out of the way? Well, in this particular case, Bob simulates a real person that I might be hanging out with, one of my shooting buddies or whatever else. You know, he's a full-sized human. Literally shoving them out of the way is not an option, because when you shove someone, they tend to shove back. I also want to make sure when I'm working technique that I'm working something that I can use in all environments. So let's say there's a roadway here. The last thing I would want to do is shove my buddy into the roadway, okay? So there you have it. A method to practice your clear and draw, getting two hands back on the handgun, getting your body positioned where the person you're with can't get in front of the muzzle, and you can practice it moving to the right or practice it moving to the left, right? And remember, this technique might not just be utilized with your buddy, like I have my buddy Bob, but maybe with someone in front of you in the Walmart line that you don't know. But you can still use the technique to successfully draw your gun out, get into the fight to defend yourself or others in a safe manner. Gun! And there you have it. The live fire drill. Notice how I'm moving offline to the right, offline to the left. Put your hands in different positions. I'm using the communication gun in this case, but use whatever verbiage works best for you. You know, and don't forget, there are a lot of things going on here. So take your time, be safe, make sure you have a safe backstop when you practice this drill, but you can shoot this Bob and practice this drill live fire all day long.